I could probably, if I had an array of movies, if I had an array of movies where maybe each movie has a title, and I might have here Avatar. I might have here title Titanic, and title Terminator 2. I have a thing for James Cameron. So here's the movies as an array, right? And I could iterate over it, and as I iterate, I could presumably add content, right, dynamically into the T body, right? Also notice the naming convention that I'm following here. I'm putting a dollar sign in front of my variable, right? That I know that I grabbed it somehow using jQuery, right? Just to remind myself that this is not any variable. It's a variable that is bound to something in the DOM, right? And how I bound it? I bounded it using jQuery, right? So it's a naming convention just to remind ourselves that it's just not any array or any variable. It's a bounded variable to the DOM. All right, excellent. So I emptied it out. I could iterate over this. I could say, for, I could say var I equals 0, I less than the movies dot length I plus plus, right? I can create any number of rows, right, using jQuery. I can say let's create a table row using the jQuery syntax of providing a fully qualified element with all the pointy brackets. Notice that this is not CSS. This is not CSS. And jQuery knows, right? It parses the string, and depending on what the string says, right, it knows what to do, right? If it's a CSS string, then it knows that it must refer something in the DOM, right? That I need to go grab something from the DOM. Yes. Instead, if the string has pointy brackets, is fully qualified HTML, it says, ooh, no, you want me to create something new, a brand new node, right? Presumably because you want to add it into the DOM, presumably. Yes. Okay. So this is a fully qualified table row. In that table row, I can also create a table data, a brand new table data. Table data. Okay. And in the table data, I can then use perhaps table data. I can now start using all sorts of jQuery API. There's hundreds and hundreds of functions. We're only going to use just a handful. Okay. One of the most common ones and most useful ones is append. And it does what you would expect, right? It appends content to the element that you're referring to, right? So you're saying TD, append into the TD element the following content. What do we want to append? Probably the title of the movie, right? So we could say movies sub I dot title. Yes, right. So I'm building a node, with parents and children. I'm adding the title to the TD, and then I'm going to add to the TR. I'm going to append the TD. So basically, I'm building a TR that has one TD, and that TD has the title of the movie. Once I have that, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to append it to the body itself. The body itself is already in the DOM. None of these are in the DOM just yet, right? They're not in the DOM yet. They're in my namespace, but they're not in the DOM. So we can now append it. We say tBody append the entire table row. Make sense? Right. So now if I go back and I refresh, notice that I have Avatar, Titanic, and Terminator, which have been dynamically injected into my content in the DOM. Make sense? Right. Again, this is very, very low level. Right. Not as low level as if you were doing this with raw JavaScript. It has a tiny sliver of an abstraction layer, right? When we start React next week, it'll be a much higher abstraction layer on top of that, right? And that's who we are, right? Humans love to create all these layers of abstraction. Yeah, so we have those three, right? So we built this, and perhaps we could encapsulate this inside of a function that says function render movies that takes as argument the movies, right? And we could perhaps grab this whole thing. Well, actually, no, maybe not the whole thing. Maybe just this here, right? We can take that and put it in here, and then we can just call it render movies and pass in the movies array. Yes, if we have that and we refresh, there we go. Everybody okay? All right, awesome.